Art fetches relatively lower prices than South African art on the international market.
Well, South Africa has always, has had an established art market way before we started. Plus, it's a country where tourists come, so they're able to see the art. Nigeria, unfortunately, with the conditions that we have here, we don't really get that many tourists to come and, view the art. But I think we're getting there. I think in a short period of time, we have reached quite a high level in our art. In our prices. Don't you think, Oliver?
Yes, of course.
There are only a few South African artists who hit the bar, but we have Ellen Natsui over here who's hit the bar, who's gone up there and made a name for himself on his own. And I think more galleries opening up in a more professional manner would add to the market here for sure. The other thing I want to tell you about when you say who is Kavita Chiram, I would like to also talk a little bit about my husband's family who's lived here since 1917. I think they came out here.
1917?
Yeah. I think we've been here nearly 90 years. So I just want to say that we love this country. We're part of this country. We are, I suppose, as Nigerian as any Nigerian is. So we really look at it as home. So I would like to put that in as well, that even though about me, that this is home and I'm passionate about it because this is my country. So I would like to...
Yes, I think with that it has a whole new meaning.
Totally different.
A whole new meaning, because there's always this erroneous, impression that we have a foreigner,
yes,
on the scene,
exactly,
and playing it very big,
Exactly.
Well,
so what I want to say is,
this is history.
what I want to say is that we aren't foreigners. So like you have Beyonce, who's black, lives in America, and she's an American. And what I want to say, I'm Indian, but I live in Nigeria, but I'm Nigerian.
1917, it's not
so yeah, and I've lived here with my husband since 1977, which is 35 years, in a property that we've owned since 1960, and so.
I was not born then,
so this is home. This is home for us.
And they claim to Nigeria more than you.
This is where we live. This is where we work. This is home for us. So it's not a question of being a foreigner. When people talk about me and say, "Oh, this foreigner," I am not a foreigner. So I just thought of that and I said I want to bring that in and say that.
It gives it a different complexion.
Exactly, and it's more incisive.
Somebody was writing a book about 50 Nigerian women. And somebody said to me, "But I want to come and interview you." And then another person said, "Oh, but she's not Nigerian. She's Oyibo." And the other person said, "But she's not. They've lived in this country for as long as, for so long. How can you say that they are Oyibos? They aren't. They are Nigerians." So I just want to say that. I just wanted to add that in. So when you say, why Nigerian art? Well,
thank you very much.
That's where I'm from.
Then one wonders, what is your relationship with other major international, auction houses like Bonhams? What kind of competition exists? And are there concerted efforts from Art House and other auctioneers to promote Nigerian African art? Do you reach out?
We do. We have a very good rapport. We do talk to each other. We send each other our catalogs. We research. And I think it's great that there is this other auction house which is doing similar work. So possibly we're coming up with a scheme. So I don't want to be quoted saying what it's going to entail, but it might entail a bit of the profit that an artist makes. We retain it, put it into this fund, which we're all going to give some money and make a corpus, and then have all the artists do a group policy. So when it's 100 artists, 100 people, it's much cheaper than one person going and getting an insurance policy. So there'll be a group one for a fund for artists and their families, so their wives and their children, so up to 4 children. So we're trying to do that. So each artist will give so much per year into this fund, and so they can go for checkups, they can go to the hospital, their medical attention will be looked after and taken care of, rather than sending a message out saying oh my God, so-and-so is sick, we need money. So basically we want to do the schemes where you help yourself, where everybody has, and we get a good price, we get a good deal for everyone rather than it being expensive. So that is definitely one of the things that I've come across where I've seen artists die and be sick and need medical care and attention. So we're definitely going ahead with this health scheme. We are also hoping to do residencies, trying to do that. And the other thing that Art House is doing, which we're planning to do this year, which is happening, is a charity where we're going to educate children at universities, not children, students at universities, and give out a scholarship. We're just going to work out some money with 4 scholars a year from each college, or maybe 2 scholars a year. We're going to give 2 scholarships out of each art university for art and sculpture. And then eventually, once they come out, have them do a residency where they're able to paint and then have a show for them. But basically to promote people in the students in the arts. So that's happening. The next when they go back to school next, when in the next semester, that's when we start. We have a charity that Art House and others are going to.
What schools are you starting with next?
Well, I've asked Zaria to give me 2 students in Suka, Yavatek, and University of Lagos. Those are the 4 that we're going to start with.
Interesting.
So we're going to have possibly 2 children in each school where we pay for their fees, and then I've come across which I never would have. And it's been fun, I think, for both of us. It's been really an amazing adventure.
But besides organizing auctions, do you plan to set up an art gallery in Nigeria, or even in India or elsewhere, to manage the careers of artists and provide works which may be put up for your auction?
No, we're not sure about that. I think there's a difference between being an auction house and being a gallery, and we don't